Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're well. May 8th, Thursday. We're going to look at some SPY, technical analysis, and review my zero-day options I traded today. Pretty stoked on today. If you watched yesterday's video, a small red day on the small account challenge, but I was pretty happy with how I was trading in the range. And I pushed more on that today, just paper trading. And so I'm going to review some of those trades. Doesn't always work where there's good wedge trades or mutual interest trades or retracement trades, but man, they're nice if they appear instead of just taking channel breaks and liquidity grab trades. I was a little late to open this morning, had a leak, plumbing leak, had to fix, and so kind of missed the beginning, which was fine because it just chopped. When I sat down, I identified basically this purple. Usually purple is my first one that I chart. Purple, and then I was looking for some bullish control like this white one, and then it repeated here. I was sitting down about here. Another thing was what I picked up from yesterday is to try and just identify the wedges right away. So the white one down here, and then I had this green, and then I had this well, I didn't have the green yet, I actually had purple. But I thought there was probably a more gradual bearish channel, which I put in here then, just with these two supports. And then I put that up there for the resistance, and this ended up being it. So sometimes you don't really know. It's got to be validated. But you can see it even right here if you were just drawing these as resistance. Same deal. So had those charted, kind of made a little shoulder here and a head, and then broke the white, which could have gotten puts there. I didn't. I just didn't like this head and shoulder very much, and tight range still. So I waited on that. However, yeah. So I'm gonna review the. Let's see, we got a 10-minute trade coming in. Might flush down to 5-day here. We'll see. I just got out so I could do the video, and because I didn't feel like holding anything any longer, so chopping to close. Yeah, that's okay. I only had one contract left. We'll review it. Caught crazy moves today, even though today was just like not great. I mean, there's a big move here, but yeah. Curious where this hits to. It was at VWAP. Oh, just the bottom of that orange, maybe. Oh, it might keep stretching. Oh dang, we'll look at that later. Yeah, so look at history here. So paper trade, it was like actually fun to trade today. I hardly ever have like enjoyable trading days. Even if I'm making money, it's not like, oh, this was fun. But yeah, it felt like kind of a breakthrough yesterday, and then a little bit today. Just you'll have them, or I'll have them every now and then. Like you just learn a little bit more, and another way you can make money, basically. Just with whatever price action you get. I mean, oftentimes we get chop and wedges, and if you can trade in the wedge, that's sick. Let's see, 5-8. Yeah. So first one, you guys can't see. I'll click this over here so you can just get a little screen cap if you want to see them. That's all I'm going to be looking at as far as entries and exits. Calls at 10:15:59. So right here on this green candle, I got calls. Reason for that, basically purple channel here. I retested that. And then my steepest green channel here that I drew, it broke that. So you could say this was the head. Basically, if you're trying to catch the edges of the wedge or the channels, you're gonna be going for heads, more or less. So your stop's very close. So I opened it here. My stop is breaking this white right here, because then we have, you know, a little shoulder and a head, and it's coming down just like it did here when it broke. So this is just a kind of retracement trade, trading in the wedge. So maybe had this red one drawn out by then. Actually, initially I had this red one up here, I think. Yeah, I mean, I move them around a little bit during the day, but yeah, so I'll just review the trade and I'll tell you why I did it. So 10:15 there. What was that? Yeah, that was, so I'm doing 500 just I'm not messing with position sizing right now. Just on paper, doesn't matter a whole lot. It's more just about practicing. Sold the first 100 at 1017. So right there on previous low a day, sold 100. So 1/5 is out. And then 1018 sold another 100. This one I got a lot better fill. It was maybe early on in that candle, which was a little bit quick. So trying to practice just holding more of it to the final or the later profit targets. And then 1018 another 100. Wait. Oh yeah, 2 on 1018. No. 1017, 1018, and then 1019. Okay. Yeah, I sold quite a bit there because I mean we're up. So it went from, maybe the screen cap went from $1.03, or no, sorry, $1.08. The first one was $1.13, then $1.21. So 21, you're 20%. And then the one at 1019, it was actually like break even. I just wanted to kind of de-risk some because it was still such a tight range. And this is when you're doing a kind of a mutual trade like this, you don't know how high it's going to go. I mean, you never do, I guess, but you kind of you're kind of going against the trend more or less. If you are going against the trend, which at this point we were because we were trending down. So we don't know if this is bulls building liquidity or if this is bears. That's kind of why you gotta be quick on profits on these. And everything, I guess. And then another 100 at this is my highest fill so far, 1019. So another one at 1019. Which is that? Oh yeah, so wick down here. I did sell 100 and then I sold another 100 up here. That was the highest fill at 120, no, 131. That's close to 30%. That's, I mean, I'm fine with that. And then I had another 100 left, so peppered these guys out. Again, working on trying to hold them longer, but yeah. Hindsight. Sold 10 at 1027. So I tried to get a sell there, I think, but I didn't. Just basically VWAP. So 1027 actually hit VWAP, sold 10 more at 1032, which was so top of the red channel. This is where I want to take a lot of them because it's not complete a cup. It could still be in a bearish channel, basically from this. And I wasn't too confident on it yet, just because it hadn't been tested a whole lot. But yeah, 1032 took 10, 1033, 1033 took 10, 10, 1033 then took 60. So I think I was fully out by there. Yeah. So on this candle or on this candle, I was fully out. Or maybe I left 10 for a stop. I'm not sure. And then, so I had this yellow channel. I'll just move it for you guys. Ah, shoot. So I had this yellow channel. I had it here. It broke it right here. Moved it up to here just to give me another idea on where I would get puts because this is top of the range. You do have a little shoulder liquidity if you want to, look for head and shoulders. You have a head. You could wait for it to go here, but I just got puts right here. 1035, got 500 puts. So yeah, right there on that candle. And then sold 100 at 1036. Puts oftentimes, I mean, they usually are going to move quicker, depending on, of course, the day, but typically are going to move quicker. So that was a $115 to $128 amount. And then another 100 at 1037. Yeah, that was a big candle. Down to there. And then another 100 at 1037. Another 100 at 1041. Yes, and start just chopping around in here. Where I guess I could hold them longer. But that percentage still, we're looking at 35% from 115 to 145. I don't know, somewhere in that range. Next one was 151 at 1044. Oh, this was sold 10. Okay, yeah. So 1044, sold 10. Yeah, on that candle. Now we're just selling 10s. Another 10 at 1040, or 1044, 1044, 1044, then 1044. So 10, 20, 40 at 1044, and then 20 at 1045. So yeah, it's starting to just chop and just build liquidity. I'm kind of just getting out of it. On good, candles that are in my favor. 1047, 10 and then 20 at 10:51. So here and then 51. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't quite know. Yeah, I guess I was just had enough. So yeah, that was those trades. Next trade was, let's see, what are these puts at 10:49? Wait a minute. Oh, did I? Oh yeah, I stopped out of this one, so I did have a stop. 10:49 to 10:51. I had a stop on puts. Why was I getting more here? Oh, maybe Prox is breaking this white right here. So yeah, it did give me a little false break. 10:49, I got him. There wasn't, yeah. So got him here, stopped out of him here. Because I was pretty much all out of the ones I got from up here, so I was getting more as it broke that. Stopped me out there, and then got in back in. Okay, that was got into calls. So I missed this little bit right here. So it basically made, you have your head, your shoulder, made a head and shoulder, and then made a little mini head and shoulder. And this is your right shoulder, just grabbing that liquidity and flushing. So, you know, some lines aren't perfect. Like sometimes it'll move a little past it. Realistically, if I had charted my purple line quicker, which I don't think I had at that point, that could have been my stop. And maybe it was, and I just didn't wait for the candle to close because it clearly was just waking above that line. This actually was a news candle, I think, also. Kind of crazy. So yeah, stopped out of that one. No big deal. And then got into calls at 11:05. Okay, so this one, again, just a kind of a wedge trade. So I put the green line here, as you can see from back here. But here's resistance. It bounced on the bottom of red. Put the white line down here. It's chopping around. And then it actually did break there, but I kind of was like, I'm gonna give it some time, because since this isn't a good structure at all, like as far as head and shoulders, this ended up being the head, but it's hard to know because this looks like a shoulder too, so it could come down. And anyways, I was just patient on this green line, so it kind of grinded down it, and then I didn't get in until right here on this green one, so this green candle, so fully broke the green line. Jumped in there at 11, where are we at? Yeah, 11:05. Got another 500 calls. And then, yeah, sold 100, 11:06, up 20% just on that one candle. So I got them pretty low on here, I think. I didn't wait for that one to close just because the volume, the velocity, you could tell, doesn't always work that way, but yeah, I was kind of jumping on it. So 11:06, sold 100, 11:07, sold 100, about the same price. 11:12. So yeah, kind of a VWAP test, sold 100. 11:14. Oh yeah, this is the top of the orange now, so I'm selling quite a bit here. 11:14 sold. Okay, so now I sold 50 up there. I'm down to my last 100, I think. Then sold 10 at 11:21. So then it broke. I was ready to get puts just in case here, even though this wasn't quite the same liquidity we had here. In case it didn't break. So yeah, 11:21. I sold. So this was high a day. So that's why I'm selling more up there. 21 and then 24, sold 10 more. I could have jumped into more, but it was, yeah, I was fine. I wasn't trying to force it. 24 sold more. And then 28 sold 10 more, which was on that candle. So what I'm seeing here then is I'm thinking if it really wants to go, the top range is the top of this white channel, wherever that meets up there. Like that'll be the last resistance, presumably. So sold 10 up there. Let's see, 11:28, and then 11:29 sold 5. Yeah, on that candle I sold 5 more, and then 5 more at 11:42. So again, it made the same structure up here. Not a real deep retracement, but retested high a day. Made a little shoulder, but really we're just looking at the channel breaks here. So broke purple, just like it did down here and here, where you could have gotten entries. And then I also put the red. Broke purple, kind of retested it, and then ripped. So if I'd missed it down here, I probably would have been looking in to get back in somewhere around here. An aggressive one would be trying to retest high of day or waiting for it to break these channels. So it was moving up pretty aggressive though. Like to miss this would have been totally fine, but I was already in it, so I wasn't trying to chase after it. 42 sold 5, yeah, and then these were getting crazy, and then 50 I sold 5. So these were hundreds of percent. Yeah, this was on news. So 42 sold 5, and then what did I say? 1150 sold 5. So it started chopping. Okay, so broke my orange one right here. So I broke it back here, and that's why I sold some. I built a little liquidity and then kept going. Broke it here and sold the rest, or sold most of them. Those last sells were 477, and those were bought for $1. So yeah, those are 400%. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so pick them up here. You don't always get that, you know. Sometimes it'll come up here and just reject, or sometimes it'll come up here, reject, make a handle. This was partially with the news and stuff. Next trade was 12.18. I was into calls. So after that big move, it's probably gonna build liquidity, probably gonna chop. On the 30-minute chart, I'll show you here. This is Eric at SPY Day Trading, kind of my mentor. So we broke in this gold one at 11. The green was the big resistance, and it basically ripped there by 11:30. Then we're hitting the top of that green channel, so that's kind of where we're at right now. And so I'm taking pretty good profits up here, and there's a big void between the support and the resistance on this green channel, so it could just do exactly what it did. So you can't just expect it to go straight down then, or keep going straight up. Like, this is building more liquidity basically. So yeah, taking profits there. So what 12.18. 12.18 I was into calls. Oh, that being said, I did get back into stuff and trade a little bit, which I shouldn't have. Okay, so yeah, this one was here. Towards the middle of the day, you're going to get more chop. It's just better not to even trade it usually. Sometimes you get one trade with volume, but if there's no volume, it's just going to trap. But yeah, I got in here because it broke that, but I was like, yeah, there's not great structure here at all. And for where we were, it wasn't good. So I hadn't drawn this orange one yet. I hadn't drawn that till later. So let's see, 12.18. Oh, it was actually a green trade. 12.18 to 12.20. Must have gotten a good fill. Yeah, and I knew it was kind of chopping around. So 12.20, I sold 100. 12.21, I sold another 100. Another 100. 12.21, another 100. 12.21. Yeah, I sold out of the rest of 12.21. So that was a green trade also. I'll show you the P&L on the paper account. Not that it matters too much. It's more to me the accuracy of my trades, and then the percentage. You know, what percentage gainers do we have, and what was the accuracy on the trades. So that one, and then 14.38 I got puts, and I did do a trade at the real account too today, which I will show you. So a little bit more tricky later in the day when you've got lots of competing channels or algorithms, and it's also just chopping, and you've got big wedges, which I was trying to identify. I put the orange line here, which was a new one that I hadn't seen earlier, which hadn't shown up, which did at this point. So let's see. Yeah, puts at 14.38. Oh yeah, right here. So rejecting the top of the orange, or this red one. You've got a shoulder down here if it wants to grab it. Yeah, this is basically just another like wedge type trade. I did stop out of this one though at 14.44, so 38 right here to 44, and it just wicked above. I'll zoom in there so you can see a little better. It just wicked above there. I didn't have quite the patience. It was just moving so slow. But yeah, close out on that candle. Oh well. And then 14.45, so literally the next minute, I was like, all right, well, that was just a wick, so I got back in it right here. And then this late in the day, I mean, your percentages are getting crazy. It moves much faster, of course. 14.45 to 14.50, so I held this one for a while. Closed 100 there. Closed another 100 at 51. And then I didn't feel like managing this at all. I was starting to look at my real account, so I was like, I didn't want to be distracted with the paper account, so I just put a break-even stop on it, which stopped me out right here on the rest. So those were good though. Those went from 24 cents to 34 cents. So that's another however much percentage that is. And then just a break even stop here. If I was trying to manage it, I would have had my stop breaking this red up here. So it didn't, since it didn't get close to that, I would have been able to hold those lower. Would have taken more profit here on this orange. And then, I don't know. Yeah, just on big red candles. So that was it for the paper trading. So I was just doing 500 contracts. And yeah, 34,000. So that's 50 SPX. Basically, the dollar amount on the trades. Earlier in the day, it's like 20,000 maybe. And then later in the day, it's like 10 to 15. Just because the premiums are lower later in the day because there's less time. And yeah. And then on the small account challenge, we did it. It's a tiny green day. And part of the reason for this is, yeah, I'm at 57 bucks. This tiny account challenge is getting so tough. So with this, I have to get a big trade because, I mean, I don't have to, I guess, but yeah, anyways, I'll just show you where this was at. So right on 3 o'clock, I got puts. So on the 30-minute it was breaking, basically just broken that green channel. So this ended up turning into a green candle, I think. Yeah, that's 3. But yeah, I was opening here, breaking it, so that allowed me to look more into potential move down for end of day. VWAP was below us. Those are some of the reasons, but then also this orange channel that we charted up there. I threw in here support, and here was the white one. Broke the white, and then we also have, let's see, where are we? Also have a rejection on this. So had that rejection, came up, kind of retested it, and then was pretty well stuck in that below this purple. So I was waiting for it to break this orange, basically for a move potentially down to VWAP. And so yeah, I got in on this candle right at 3 o'clock. And one contract, it's pretty far out of the money because it's only like 50 bucks. Actually, this one's only like 35 because the next one up was like 65 or 70. And just on this candle in the first 10 seconds, it was 43%. And I was like, I could take it, but given it's just one, and this is more about just getting better, not just, I'm not really looking at P&L necessarily. Like, I'm just trying to get better and practice. So I was like, I'm going to hold it and I'll just respect my stop, which would be purple. So it came up and I just sat through all of this, and these things were decaying like crazy. Didn't close through here, which was good. Came back down here. It was 43% here. Here it was like 35% just from decay. And I just kept holding it through all of this just barcoding. And then I put in this blue line right here, this blue channel, which ended up being correct because it hit that as resistance. So I ended up closing this one for a tiny profit at, what was it? 312. So I held it for 12 minutes just to endure. So on that candle, I closed it. I got a bad fill too because I didn't wait. It was like probably a full green candle. Anyways, that was the one trade. One trade on the small account. I took a couple on the big account, which it's always nice because I know I can get out and get back in if I get stopped out or whatever. I could do. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll just do a quick screenshot of this. I got a couple stop outs. Those are the first ones. And then here's the second ones. You can see I'm green. Kind of overtraded. Maybe. Review though. So I got 3 calls. These are SPX. This is like 30 SPY calls at 320. So I didn't catch that trade. Oh yeah. Okay, so breaking this red. Finally breaking this red. I mean, that's really what I was waiting for to go long. But however, now that I charted this blue one, I knew we could get stuck right here, which it totally did. So started ripping up. So you could have even also taken, of course, like the wedge trade type here. Since there's no continuation to this side, you can go the other way. It doesn't always work like that, but you have clear stops and you're at the stops, so it makes it easier. Which I love, just having trades right at the stops where you open them. Makes it so much easier. 320. Yeah, so right here on this candle, I got a nice fill. Filled for 490. And then sold the first one 321. So next minute for 660. So that percentage is sick. Next one for 600 or $6 at 323. Yeah, I was just like, it's definitely finding resistance here, but I was kind of wanting the last 10-minute move. I was thinking it could keep going, so I didn't just quick sell them all. And then that last one I held for a bit, and then that one I sold at 470, so I took a little bit of a loss on that last one, just like the other day, just like yesterday. It was at 327, so first candle to break this kind of new low. Sold that last one, but that was definitely a green trade. And then I'm looking for puts, because there's this nice shoulder here. We've got a lot of reasons why this could be a nice move down to VWAP. But I flipped into puts. I think this first one stopped me out. That's the second screenshot, I think. 340, I got 3. Yeah, so on that break, didn't front run it. Just waited. Sort of. Well, actually, I was waiting for this blue. I thought about going on orange. I'm like, well, it really could just stop at this blue. So waited for it to break that blue, and it gave me an awful fill. These are out of the money too. So these things were down so much just on this candle right here. But I was waiting for, this was going to be my stop, basically this orange. So these were hard to hold. In fact, wait a minute, did I stop out of these? I maybe just stopped out of these. Yeah, these were an L. Shoot, 341. Yeah, I just straight up stopped out right there. That's interesting. I didn't know I did that right there. I just got such a bad fill. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, okay, so this candle wasn't like this the whole time, of course. I opened it here, this is red. This came up, just became a huge green candle. And so what I'm seeing is a wick down here and a big green candle. And again, I didn't wait for this one to close. And so I closed it as it's a big green candle. I'm like, oh yeah, we've got 2 wicks under here. It's finding that as support. And then it ended up closing down here. I'm like, oh, well, now I get back in it. So yeah, I got back in. 342. Yeah, kind of little whipsaw in here. 342, got back in at 430. And then just reduced some risk because it was just not moving yet, but that happens. Sometimes it has to wait for the last 10 minutes or even 5 minutes. 345, sold one for break even. Literally right here. Down here, I sold one for break even because it just was decaying like crazy. Okay, so 430 I bought them for, sold one for 430, then sold the next one for 890. So that was 100%. At 345. So yeah, on that candle. So I was looking for VWAP. And then sold the next one for 720. I think that was also so at 346. So on this candle. Without the velocity, it just gave me less. So it did come down further. I could have held one more for that, but nah, whatever. So green on that. Green on small account. And the paper account, that's like one of the most stoked on. Just practicing new stuff, using the techniques that I've learned, and just figuring out how to make money with it and not trying to do it. Not trying to win, not trying to, you know, you can't win at the market. Just figure out how to make money, and you have to have good risk management. I'm sure there's more I want to say, but this is a super long video. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, put happy money in the comments. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Thanks, guys. Peace out.